Coming up on today's Philadelphia 76ers now, if the Sixers lose James Harden in NBA free agency, could they replace that production with Zach LaVine? We're talking about that here on the docket, but first, why don't you subscribe to the channel? I promise you, if you hit that sub button, you're making the right decision. And if you don't, you're making the wrong decision, especially if you love this basketball team like I do ever since I came out the womb growing up in Westchester. What do we do here on the show? We give you insightful, informative, entertaining analysis, year-round Sixers coverage. We cover all of the latest Sixers news and rumors. NBA free agency starting on July 1, we have you covered. NBA draft on June 22nd, we have you covered, especially if the Sixers trade into that second round. We also do live shows and watch parties. Our first live show, a massive success here on June 14th. More subscribers that we get, more opportunities for us to do stuff like this. So the latest on Zach LaVine, could he get moved by Chicago this offseason? The Bulls could break up their big three, according to all of the buzz out there, of Nikola Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine. Vucevic, by the way, a Sixers legend when Doug Collins was the coach. He's turned out to be a very good player since the Sixers took him in the first round out of USC. There's been some chatter about Chicago looking to move up in the NBA draft to take Scoot Henderson. He just had a workout with the Charlotte Hornets. They currently sit at number 2, and they really like him, and he blew away that organization in that workout. So Chicago might have to deal away a lot in order to move up to take a player that they covet in Scoot. And for Zach LaVine, for the acquiring team, he is under contract through 2027, so under team control for the next few years. Zach LaVine, like Bradley Beal, is a bucket getter. And like Bradley Beal, he's by no means an elite defensive player. But in today's NBA, do you win with offense in a lot of instances? Yes. And in the NBA, oftentimes do you win, getting a power surge in the scoring department from your wing players? I believe the answer to that is yes as well. You think back throughout the course of NBA history, some of the great players have been wings. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant. The list goes on and on and on. And that's why I'm intrigued by the idea of either Bradley Beal or Zach LaVine, because with James Harden, how many times do we see the offense just die where the ball goes flat? You get a player who can score from the wings and create there. With Tyrese Maxey creating at that 1 or 2 position in your starting 5, I think the offense has a little bit more juice, a little bit more movement, and a little bit more momentum. LaVine, over his last 5 years, has been a really productive player. I think he is past those knee injury issues, which are a little bit of a concern, but he's able to prove that he's been able to stay healthy, 25 points per game, so he's been getting it done for a long time. Big sample size at 325 games played there, nearly 48% on his field goals, almost 39% from 3, and his free throw percentage just shy of 84%. In the NBA play-in tournament, in that first game against the Miami Heat, go back and watch what LaVine was able to do. He was not scared of the big moment or the big stage or the bright lights. He rose up to the occasion. He could not be stopped by one of the best defensive teams in the sport. And a lot of people forget that as the Miami Heat made that run to the NBA Finals, they lost that first NBA play-in game to the Chicago Bulls. Look at the numbers the last 4 years going individually by season. Like Bradley Beal, the numbers were great in 2019-2020, but like Beal, the numbers have dipped just a tad over the last 2 years. But he's always hovering around 25-plus points per game, and he's a more efficient offensive player as compared to Beal. And you think about his fit next to Joel Embiid. Zach LaVine is hyper-athletic. He can throw down dunks around the rim. He can finish amongst the trees in traffic around the 10 as well, just because he's a sky-high jumper. He has that pull-up. He has that step back. But from the three-point arc, this is a guy who can really drain a shot from anywhere on the floor. And again, I think it's important for your offense to not slow down and get stagnant. A guy like Zach LaVine allows you to keep up with some of the best offenses around the NBA. And when you've watched a team like the Denver Nuggets, a team like the Golden State Warriors, the game of basketball looks different from the offensive synergy, continuity, camaraderie standpoint as compared to the style that the Sixers played with under Doc Rivers. Now, you have Nick Nurse. So the offense stylistically is going to change, and schematically there's going to be a pivot there, but it's a different game. And I think a big part of that is because the game slows down with Embiid and Harden. I think the Sixers need to pick up the pace a little bit. So with that, let's ask you this question here. Better player between LaVine and Bradley Beal. ZL for Zach LaVine, BB for Bradley Beal. Who would you rather have on the Sixers? Zach LaVine's shooting numbers. We looked at the individual numbers for LaVine and how the field goal percentage and three-point numbers a little bit better than Beal. The advanced shooting numbers, also an indicator of that. This past year on catch and shoot threes, he shot nearly 42%. On pull-up threes, 34%. For some reason, him and Beal aren't great on the pull-up triples. On his field goals from 10 feet and into the rim, nearly 63%. His overall ranking there, 9th. Another reason why you might like Zach LaVine over Beal, contract much cheaper than Bradley Beal. Over the next 2, 4, 5 years, you're at $37 million, $40 million, $43 million, almost $46 million. Then it goes up on that escalator to almost $49 million. The next couple of years here, right in that area of a Tobias Harris. Can you imagine having the production of Zach LaVine on a Tobias Harris-like deal? I could have saved the Sixers, honestly. This offseason does come down to this. Do the 76ers believe that Tyrese Maxey can be a star in this league? Can he be that Joel Embiid type of co-star? And can he take yet another massive leap forward in year 4? If they believe the answer to that is yes, with the aprons coming up in that new CBA, as we talked about a little bit earlier on our live show, then it's going to be hard to construct your roster with a lot of really expensive players. And maybe the Sixers do believe that Maxey can be that superstar because he's certainly on the brink of becoming that. His improvements have been so impressive. And what a story for Philadelphia, right? Mike Muscala hits that shot in the NBA bubble, so the pick conveys to the Sixers, and Tyrese Maxey falls in their lap. And these numbers, a testament to the work that Maxey has been able to put in. This guy has never been shy of wanting to grow his offensive arsenal, add tools to his toolbox, and become a better player. And his advanced shooting numbers, very good with a lot of volume too. Now, how would they be affected with more volume if he is the number 2 alongside Embiid? Because on catch and shoot threes, 45.5%. On pull-up threes, almost 39%. Those are better numbers than LaVine and Beal. Less than 10 feet. 55% on his field goals, and his overall ranking 7th. For instance, Steph Curry is number 1 by a wide margin, and Tyrese Maxey in that category. If you want to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram to talk Sixers, talk NBA, talk NFL, health, wealth, fitness, whatever, find me here. Don't be shy. Slide in the DMs at Chase_Senior. And here on the show, we give you some great Sixers analysis. We also give you some great deals as well, like the Sixers t-shirt shorts combination. It was $60, limited time only. You can get both of these items for a combined $36. All you have to do, use that link down below, chatsports.com/76ers combo. Let's start to take your questions here on the show. Peter Thurman with the $10 super chat. Give me Zach LaVine to not kill the cap. No cap on that, Peter Thurman, that's for sure. And LaVine's contract, a lot cheaper than Bradley Beal. No questions about that. Very, very similar players, similar builds. They're not going to do much to help you defensively, but Maxey is a plus defender. Embiid is a plus defender. PJ Tucker, a very, very good defender who can guard multiple positions. So can you get away with that with having either LaVine or Beal in that starting 5 if you elect to move off of James Harden? Rui with a question here. Could we land LaVine without trading Maxey? Love from Portugal. Wow, it's awesome to see you tuned in from Portugal. Thank you for watching the show. I don't think so. I think the asking price is going to be a lot higher for LaVine as compared to Beal. I don't know if the Wizards have a lot of leverage with Beal. He's the only player in the NBA with a full no-trade clause. He can literally decide his fate on where he goes next. And if he goes to ownership and says, I don't want to play here, I'm not going to play here, the only team I want to go to is for Philadelphia, and Philadelphia's like, we'll give you multiple picks in Tobias Harris, that would be a straight-up steal for Daryl Morey and company. And let's be real, Daryl Morey has made some really good moves. The Seth Curry trade, he brought in Danny Green, George Niang. The trade for James Harden did work because you'd rather have James Harden than Ben Simmons. He's made some good moves. DeAnthony Melton for nothing by trading away Danny Green. If he pulls off Tobias Harris for Bradley Beal, yo, let's go. Mojo, we're going to hit $100, y'all, on our live show. We're up to $65. Can we hit 100? If that's the case, we're taking down some beers here on the show. Make sure you subscribe to us here on Philadelphia 76ers Now. Hit that sub button. We've been cooking up some heaters here on the show, and it's been a blast to grow this channel by myself here, as well as with producer Coop. And if you want to interact with me, by the way, hit me up on social media.